So I want to share with you today the 90-day challenge that actually made me profitable as a trader and got me thinking the right thoughts, approaching the market the right way, and how do I actually approach the market, how the professionals really trade the markets. And I'm not talking about someone that does maybe okay or maybe $100,000 a year. I'm talking about my mentor who consistently, year after year, makes millions of dollars a year. This year, he's $3.5–4 million in profits. Private successful trader. That's what I'm talking about. So when I grew up, I didn't know anything about trading, right? I didn't come from a trading background. You know, when I grew up, I had problems learning at school. I had ADHD. And when I grew up, I had 5 brothers, 2 sisters, like 7 kids, mum and dad. My mum ended up getting into drugs and stealing all my dad's money, and the government when it took us kids away from my mum, and because she was doing drugs and not paying electricity, and and we lived in a government assisted house, and so therefore the government took my mum away to rehab for a few years, and the kids got split up between grandparents. So I wasn't really smart at school. Actually, I barely finished school. I think I finished year 10 and that was it. But when I left school, I went to work for my dad as a landscape gardener, and it was like stuff like that, right? So when I first started getting access to the markets, I didn't know, and this is where, if you guys have been trading, say, less than 5 years, you're going through the discovery phase. The discovery phase is the hardest phase that every trader goes through, and most traders don't get past it. I'm so grateful that I did, and I'm going to share with you today what actually helped me get past that. My first 5 years, I found myself $250,000 in debt. I borrowed money from a friend, so I found myself $250,000 in debt. Think about that, right? I've got to make about $400,000 roughly, pay my taxes out of that, and then pay my debt. So I was $400,000 just to get back to zero, right? Back to break even. So what ended up happening was, my first 5 years, I was trying everything, right? I'm testing this and testing that and approaching this and approaching that, and just trying to do anything I could to make money. And now, again, because I didn't know. Now, I probably knew, but it was very, very hard to do, right? So hear me out here. So here I was, my first 5 years, and it was so hard, It was I remember sometimes staying up all night trading the markets, and there's one night there where I blew up 50% of my trading account in one night trading the futures markets, right? And I went to bed crying, and then, and I'm saying to my wife, I just really want this, I want to try this. It's so hard. And the hardest thing was that then I felt bad as a husband, because I wasn't really providing for the family because I'm in debt. I felt bad as a father because I wasn't spending time with my kids, or my first son at that time. I've now got 3 kids. And I just felt bad as a person because I wasn't really accomplishing what I wanted to accomplish. And I felt, not only was I not doing well, but then I felt bad as a husband, as a father, as a person. And then on top of that, I had all these other friends around me saying, "What are you doing? You're putting yourself into debt. Stop it. Stop doing this." I'm like, oh. So if you're going through, I say, the first 5 years of trading, you're going through the discovery phase. Now, the discovery phase means that you're going to have luck sometimes, right? You're going to jump on a big bull market. But that's luck. That's not professional long-term success, right? If you are, for example, right now, the metals and miners, as of doing this recording, have gone crazy. Now, if you're on this and you're making a lot of money, amazing. I'm so happy for you. But my question to you is, can you repeat that process? And this is the big thing for me, right? I may have had some success every now and then, but I didn't really have a plan I didn't really have any confidence to keep repeating the process. And so therefore I would be lucky every now and then. I'd make money and then I'd blow it up, and I make money and I blow it up. You probably know what I'm talking about, right? Again, if you like to see my equity curve for last year, to see my actual real equity curve, if you go to getjohntop.com, that's an application for my 1% club. But you'll be able to see not only the testimonials from people who actually join my 1% club, all the details about it, but you actually get to see my real equity curve. So I'm very, very transparent about my actual real equity curve for the last year. If you go to getjohntop.com from there, I'll show you my real equity curve there, to show you that I do really well from trading. And so my first 5 years, I didn't know. And you're probably down the path, right? You're testing. Is it the indicators? And then a lot of the times I was thinking the wrong thoughts. I'm thinking, it's the debt bubble, it's the inflation, it's the Trump, it's the tariff, it's the thing. I was including all this stuff here, but when I was including that stuff, I didn't know how to go to the market to actually approach the markets. And this is when I was about to give up. I was $250,000 in it. My first 5 years, I was about to give up. And I'm thinking, man, I can't do this anymore. 5 years, learning all this stuff, not spending time with my partner. It's hard, right? It's like, oh, man. And I remember one night, like as I said before, it's like I felt so sick to my stomach because, oh my goodness, I'm getting emotional right now. I just felt so bad, because I really wanted to get ahead in the markets, but I just felt so bad because I felt failed as a father, and I wasn't spending time with my wife and giving the emotional support that she needed, and I was about to quit, and I just wasn't spending time with my kids, and it was just so bad, and then I ended up going through a divorce because I wasn't giving my wife what she needed, and then I wasn't spending time with my kids, and then I ended up living at a shared accommodation place, and it was like, oh my goodness. It was really, really bad there for a while. And I was about to quit 5 or so years into it. Within the first 3 to 5 years, somewhere around there, I was about to quit. And then I had my broker who I was trading with, that's because he used to call it at the time. He put me onto a guy. Long story short, I contacted him a few times. He said yes. I invested with him. And he put me on a 90-day challenge. And this is what he said to me. He said, John, I make a lot of money from trading, not because I'm smart, because I know the pattern to wait for. And as long as I can wait for that, I'm going to have a good year this year. He said, do you get what I say there? He said, I do really well every year because I trade the same pattern that has the same rough win-loss ratio, high win-loss ratio, and I have the patience to wait for that. He said, so I'm going to put you on a 90-day challenge here. I'm going to teach you a very simple pattern, right? If you go to johnsfreetraining.com, there's a little video, there's a video there. I actually teach you that trading pattern he taught me. I trade it to this day, by the way. And he said, I'm going to teach you this trading pattern. For the first month, I'm going to teach you it, and you're going to get good at learning it, understanding it, and seeing how to in the charts. He said, then after that, come to me. I'm going to put you on a 90-day challenge. And the 90-day challenge is this. I don't care what you think or what you want to do. If you want to be long-term successful, it's not about being lucky. You've got to have a plan of success for long-term success, not just every now and then being lucky, jumping on a lucky bull market. He said, if you want to be part of the 1%, you need to do this. He said, I'm successful because I don't guess, I don't hope. There's a lot of things that I think are going to happen, but I don't trade based off that think. I wait for my proven plan to appear, and then I know if I stick to that, I'm going to have a really successful year, and I'm going to have a really successful trading career. So then, long story short, I learned it within a month. I came back to him, and he said, right, now you understand it. He said, now you are not to do anything for the next 90 days until you see this pattern. This is the risk you're going to apply to your account if you're going to trade it. Very low risk. And this is how you're going to try to manage it as well too. And he said, I don't care if you have to wait a whole month for one trade. You are not to take any trades. He said, you're 5 years losing all this money, and then you're not getting ahead. And so I did it. And it was the hardest thing, right? Because I think sometimes it was like a couple of weeks there with no trades. And I'd look at the market every day. And sometimes I was watching, even at that time I was watching the market, 3, 4, 5 hours a day, 6 hours a day. I don't now, I just trade maybe half an hour per day, and I make a lot more money. But back in those days, and that was the 90-day challenge that switched it for me, because at the end of the 90 days, I realized I didn't have a lot of trades, but I had a high win-loss ratio. And for the first time ever, I had consistent, consecutive winning months back to back to back. And it wasn't based off luck, it was based off a proven pattern. But all I had to do is be okay with not taking a trade, not try to jump on this shiny object. And once I did that, that's what switched it for me. And now I personally have gotten better and better and better and better and better and better at it, at that pattern ever since. And I've learned some other things myself. And from there, now, that was 15 years ago, and now 20 years later, I'm part of what's called the 1% of the income that I make, and so on and so forth, because I learn about the markets. And that's the reason why I have a 1% club, where you're with me every day. If you go to, again, if you want to apply for that, go to getjohntop.com. But I want to challenge you, right? You can learn my stuff. Again, you can learn it for free. If you go to johnsfreetraining.com, I teach you my system for free. But I want to challenge you. I want to put you, if you actually really want to be a pro trader, a really successful trader, not luck or guessing or hoping, nothing, no. Real solid foundation to your success long term. Because if you really want to do this long term, and you've had enough of your job and you want to do it long term, it's time to become serious. Now, I want to do it to you. Whatever pattern that you truly believe in. Now, every pattern has a win-loss ratio, by the way. You don't try this pattern and try that pattern, try this pattern, try that. You know, that's not how it works, right? You know that, right? Like, I'm pretty sure you know that. And it's not, and all my coaching clients, the moment they start to say, you know what, I need to start being serious about this. I need to start being committed to this. That's where they join my coaching program, but then also I teach them. And they start to become a lot more disciplined and serious about it. That's when everything changes. That's when everything changes. So, I want to challenge you. For the rest of this year, where we are right now, we've got about 2.5 months left this year. I want to challenge you for at least 60 days through next month and November and December, as I'm doing this recording for you, right? For the next 60 days, what is that one pattern that you know that it may not turn up that often, but you knew if you stuck at it for the next 60 days, you knew without a doubt you're going to have a successful time. Now, professional traders understand that, but they also understand the ability to be patient. Okay, I might not have a trade for a whole week, and that's okay. I might not have a trade for 2 weeks, and that's okay, but I can't do anything. See what I'm saying here? And this was the 90-day challenge that switched it for me. So I want to approach you guys. Are you being lucky on big bull markets right now and making a lot of money and guessing? Or let me short this market. No. I'm all about getting you to 1%. Let's get you to 1% consistently, right? 1% means you consistently, year after year after year, do really well. That doesn't come from being lucky, because being lucky means you jumped on a big bull market and then 6 months now you're going to have a big ski curve and you're going to lose it all. You know exactly what I'm talking about. So whatever it is for you, if you want my help, go to getjohnshelp.com. But if you have some sort of pattern in mind that you know that works, that's what trading is all about. Trading is not about external economic events. Trading is about seeing the pattern and trading the pattern. So I want to challenge you. I want to put you on not a 90-day challenge, but I want to give you a 60-day challenge. What is that 60 days? It's going to be the hardest thing you ever do. Pick one pattern and trade that only. And I promise you, watch everything start to change for you. If you want to be part of the 1% and you actually want to be called what's called a professional trader, professional traders have two things. One, they know exactly what they're looking for and the setup they're looking for. It's not guessing or hoping or let's try this out. No, they know exactly what they're looking for. And secondly, they know they have to be patient and wait as long as they have to. And it doesn't matter if they want to click the button, they wait as long as they have to before that pattern appears.